Oh, geez. Let's not go too hot with this, shall we? Let's turn that down a sec. I forgot we were still on hot heat. So I've just taken that off before I do burn the butter. That's not good. So yeah, let me turn that heat down, and then we can put it back on the heat a second. So I'll just let that melt gently, not vigorously. Yeah, I'll gander at the VOD. No worries, buddy. If you want more help with that. I would say the hot dogs are more kind of hard to kind of get right and straight. I'm pretty happy with the hot dogs, to be fair. They've come out lovely, and I tell you what. Let me have a little ganders and show you guys. There's those beautiful, beautiful hot dog rolls that we made this morning. So very, very happy indeed. So yeah, they turned out absolutely fabulous. So there they are. Look at them. Can you smell them from there, guys? Oh, smells so good. Very happy. So, right, let's put them over there. Chef, is there a certain ratio to pasta and roux to cheese for perfect mac and cheese? I'd just say coating consistency. If you want, people prefer, if they want more cheese sauce, go for it. But at the end of the day, I guess it comes down to preference with all honestly, Flex. Hey, Scott Rose. How you doing, my friend? Chef, I'm away to try and stream this game, but it's been nice watching you. Hope you have a nice stream and bye chat. Kiwi, much love, my friend. I hope things improve. You ever need anything, my door's always open. That goes for anyone. Just give me a shout if you need anything. I hope things improve, buddy. Is there a certain ratio? Sorry, yeah. So, pretty much, it's up to you. I usually go for just coating consistency. Sometimes I go a little bit crazy with the sauce, but yeah. Rolls came out real nice. They came out good. Good as always. I appreciate it. Thank you, Skull. And I'm glad you're doing good as always. Right. Flour. Some Fleur. Sorry, sometimes in the hot heat, this wire plays hell and it goes down my arm and I have to keep pulling it, so it's really annoying me. Flour. Is that sugar? That's sugar. Or is that flour? Oh, Gordon Bennett, there goes the sugar. Crikey. I'm going to lose everything now. Right. Oh, I might have enough flour in here. If not, I've got another one here, which I've kind of opened, which I shouldn't have done. Should use the old ones first. Stock rotation. Very basic of basics. What happened to my whisk? There we go. My poor little whisk had a little batter in, I think. What cheese blend? So I've just literally gone over it. The Monterey Jack. I've got also a Castello cheese I want to try, and we've also got a Gruyere cheese as well. You can put whatever cheeses you want to put in your mac and cheese. That is literally up to preference at the end of the day. If you want a bit of mozzarella in there, you could do. It's up to you guys. It really comes down to preference. That's why mac and cheese is like kind of preference. Shizuki, thank you so much. Or Shizuki. I got there in the end. How you doing, my friend? I hope things are well. You really just avoid like hard cheese, aged cheeses, or dry stuff. You could like even use Parmesan in there if you want to, but if you want that stringiness, then yeah, kind of mozzarella or Gruyere or anything like that. Something that's going to melt and it's going to give you a bit of... It's not all about the stringiness. To me, it's all about the flavour. So, as long as there's good cheese sauce at the end of the day, you should be good. You can use like hard cheeses. Just add like emulsifier to like sodium citrate and water. It's always an option. Or you can use other cheeses included, and you don't need to do that. Yeah, you got it right, chef. I got there in the end, right? Mac and cheese. How about it for intense flavors rather than the base? Yeah, if you want the stringiness, you can have a bit of both. Best of both worlds, guys. It's not like you've got to use one. What's stopping you from using both? Nothing. Don't need a roux when you're using sodium citrate. There's lots of ways to thicken it up. So yeah, if you're kind of like a celiac, that would be a great option to use. Could you top mac and cheese with onion rings? Don't tell Krugi this. Possibly. could have like crispy onions to finish it on top after it's been in the grill. Not before, otherwise they're going to burn. Right, so little by little with the milk, make our beautiful bechamel. Shall we be more professional about this? Bechamel sauce, and we're going to turn into a cheese sauce. Equal parts butter and flour, correct. Though sometimes I usually add a little touch more flour. They do say equal, which is fine, but I usually go for a little touch more flour, personally. It's just preference. Pretty amazing. Crispy shallots, yeah, you can do some crispy shallots, or you can get them really nice and crispy as well if you kind of deep fry them before, which is not healthy. But if you coat them in kind of like almost like a flour and corn flour mix with a bit of salt and seasoning, and then fry them, they come out like almost crispy. But I put them in milk, then the flour, then the milk, then the fry them, and they come out really super crunchy. I'm giving you all my tips away, guys. Goodness me. I'm not going to have a book at this rate. I'm only joking. Plenty to go in the book. Right, okay. Let's give this a mix. I top my pulled pork with mac and cheese and bacon. It's very low fat and healthy, Kappa. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Right, okay. So, give this a nice little mix. Milk. Delicious milk. I always get my milk from Trader Joe's. I always pay a little bit more, but I'd rather have some good quality milk than some crap that you don't know where it's coming from and whatnot, so... If the sauce tastes grainy, it's because you didn't cook up the flour enough. The cheese ratio was... usually if it's lumpy, you might have added the milk as well, also into the sauce too much at once. So bear that in mind as well if you get lumps from your sauce. It's usually the case you've added too much milk far too quickly. I'm out, chef and chat. Food looks great. Enjoy the barbecue, chef. Much loves. Take care, buddy. Right, so let's give this a little bit of a mix. That's because of the cheese broke or milk dairy. Sometimes it can split as well. Depends. Really does depend. It might not be lumpy. It might have just split. But yeah, really does depend. Or you've added far too much cheese. There's lots of reasons. Usually when you add the cheese as well, you want to take it off the heat. But it still wants to be nice and hot. You don't want to be cooking that for too long because that can split it. Add milk slowly, yeah, little by little. Let the flour and the roux absorb that milk. Little by little. If you add it all too much at once, you'll end up with a lumpy mixture. So just make sure you have a bit of patience with it, right? Is this your first American barbecue after the move? No, we've had loads. We've had loads. Don't be silly, bears. First Memorial Day, though, yes. But we've had a few barbecues already down with the family, so yeah. How are you doing, Bear? Or Bears, shall we say? What have you been up to? And also, if it's a little bit thin... What's going on with this whisk? I'm going to have to buy a new whisk at this rate. If it's looking like really thin like this, don't worry. You still haven't cooked out the flour, so just cook out the flour. It will thicken up, and then you can just add more milk if you need to. But, yeah, not first barbecue, but first Memorial Day, yes. If you have any leftover mac, how do I reconstitute it to proper texture? Just you could pop it back in the oven if you wanted to, or I guess some people microwave it, or, you know, I would say the oven's a good way to do it, and you have a nice little crunchy top as well sometimes. My trick is not to just don't know how much should go in, so that's the only option, is add in little by little. It also gives you an idea as well how much to add. I always use my initiative, or have a look at it and see, okay, this needs a little bit more, or, okay, this needs cooking out, or you kind of practice makes perfect, guys. That's all it needs. It's like, how do you do that, chef? It's just practice. It's just practice. It's the same with like the buns. Remember I was making the buns or didn't weigh them out? Just have the feel of how much I need and so on and so forth. So it's just one of these things that you just get an idea of how much to add and how much you get a feel for it, if that makes sense. When do you move, chef? September last year. Hope all is very well, Bear. So I hope things are well with you. What have you been up to, my friend? I hope you're doing good. Bechamel won't really be fluffy, thickened, or sometimes up to an hour. So having it all together early is like kind of important to know if you've done it right. Yeah, exactly. You can't really rush it. Always kind of want to make sure you get it done correctly and give it that time to cook out that flour so you get the right consistency. I love getting a feel for buns. Oh dear. Here he comes, Mr. Cheese. From Wales to the US, chef. Yes, correct. Though I was living in the England at one point, but my mum moved house back to Wales, where she wanted to be. So, and where most of my family is. But yeah, in Wales, from Wales to US. Right, we're good with flour, so pop this back. Let's let that bubble away. Alright, so that's come back nice and thick again. It's going to be probably too thick more than likely, so I'm going to add a touch more milk again. Teaching the kids, only like a month left till summer break. Yeah, it's not far off, is it? It's not far off. But I hope it's all going well. And I hope you're not too stressed. I know teaching can be very stressful. My wife does teaching. It can be very stressful indeed, so I hope you get plenty of break and plenty of rest over the summer. Also, guys, please feel free to enter that giveaway. £10, $10 Amazon gift card giveaway ends this weekend. If you want to join my Discord as well, we've got a very nice foodie Discord. So if you like posting or making pictures or taking pictures of the foods you make and you want to share, please share it with our community. We've got a lovely foodie community there. So please do so. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy a new whisk. This one's... well, I might pull that out, to be fair, because that's just causing me problems, I think. Right. There we go. Without making too much mess as I was. Typical standard bechamel will include a few bay leaves and raw onions. Yeah, very old-fashioned is studded onion with cloves and a bay leaf. So you boil the milk to bind the flavour. And then you use that milk then for your bechamel. But yeah, very, very old-fashioned. Very, very old-fashioned. Right, let's give that a mix. Bit more milk. It's a little bit on the thick side, but we're getting there now. We're getting to where we want. There is a Spanish snack food that is like thickened bechamel with some flavorings and then deep fried. Sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting, Gaia. I always ask you this, and I've probably forgotten again. You have a very kind of Spanish background, don't you? Or do you live in Spain? I'm pretty sure you told me you didn't live in Spain. I just probably forgotten again. Beautiful. Meow, 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 meow. I guess we could start grating this, to be fair. Oh, how's my buns doing? Oh, a baby. Those are big buns. Very delightful buns. Right, I feel like we're at the right consistency, so let's bring this up to a nice heat and let's cook this out. I knew somebody was going to say it. Cypher couldn't resist. I live in Chile, so I know the differences between the Latin American and Spanish foods. Okay. That would probably make sense then. Why I always like having you here, Gaia. My helpful little tool. I like big buns. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Hey, Toast. I typed too slow. It's okay. Cypher beat you to it, but it's okay. How you doing, Toast? Right, a little bit more milk. That should be plenty. We're not going to go any more than that. I'm going to let that thicken to the right consistency, and we should be good. We're going to have a little taste. We're not going to season because we're going to add the cheese. If you season it before adding the cheese, because there's quite a lot of saltiness to the cheese, you could end up with a very salty sauce. Always make sure you wait to the end before seasoning. Don't jump the gun. Won't do you any favors. Shizuki, thank you so much for posting. So yeah, if anyone wants to join Discord, please feel free. Also keeps up to date with any announcements or anything like that, or giveaways. Exclamation mark giveaway as well. If you spend money on Amazon, please feel free to enter that. What else have we got here? Also, we got free subs if you can't sub to the channel and you want to support me. You can play games online and earn subs as time goes on with quest mode. So if you want to earn subs or gift subs to people, you can do it that way. Also, if you want to support me, you can advertise me, or you can put me on your social media or Facebook or anything like that. That's a really great way. It doesn't cost you a thing to help support me. So it doesn't have to be about subs, but just being here or just being in the channel. It's always appreciated. Bay leaf and onion sounds incredible. A book called The Flavor Bible says it goes together very well. I enjoy finding new flavors in this book. Definitely for sure. Definitely for sure. Good. Just moved in the yard before the storm's coming in. Oh dear. Is there like a big storm coming on its way, is it? Stormy. It's going to be nice and sunny today. Well, I hope it will be. It'll be a bit windy though, I think. But we should be good. Was a bit windy yesterday, to be fair. Right, it's going to start grating some of this cheese. Really want to try out this Castello and see what that one's like, but we'll get round to it in a second. Right, what else I've got to do? Just the salads. That's all I need to do, right? And that should be good. Hey, Black Mamba, what's up? Hey all, how goes it? It's going very well. How's things with you, my friend? I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Must cheese be grated to add it, or is it okay to whole? I mean, if you add it whole, it's going to take you a while to melt down, whereas if you grate it, it's going to melt pretty much instantly. It's just going to make your life a lot more easier. Flex. So you could add it whole if you want, but you're going to be there for a while waiting for it to melt down. Like when you cut butter cubes of butter up, you cut them up because they're going to melt quicker. If you add a whole block of butter, you're going to be sitting there or standing there waiting for it to melt. So, preference. There's a chef instructor from ICE who recently wrote a book, Flavor Combinations, which I had a briefly thumb through. Some of them are pretty strange, but practices are amazing. Oh yeah, there's some very peculiar, different, or kind of pairings or combinations, but you always have to bear in mind, though, if you don't like it, you know, there's always somebody out there who's different and who will like it. So that's why I always say, like, you got to respect everyone's tastes, even if it's something I don't like. I still respect. That's fair enough. Somebody likes that, you know. I'm not going to argue with it. But yeah, there's some very odd and peculiar flavor combinations, but they work. But maybe not quite everyone's cup of tea. I can't really recall the name of the moment, but I'll try and look it up for a quick. No worries, Cypher. I appreciate it. I'm finding a cold, something or other, so I may be in a bit of rice or soup to kick this cold or whatever this is. That's fair enough. I hope you're okay. I hope you feel better soon, though, Black Mamba. It's nice to have you here, though. Even if you are feeling a little bit under the weather, I appreciate your time, my friend. Right. Let's take this off the heat. So, that's looking good. By the time we add cheese as well, just bear in mind it does thicken up slightly more. So just bear that in mind as well. But it doesn't have to be, like, runny. Just as long as it's coating. And this will thicken up even further with the cheese as well. Right. I want a little bit more Monterey. We're going to have a little bit of that. We're going to have the whole of the Gruyere. I'm going to grate some more on top as well, just to finish off. And we're going to pop it in the tray and then into the oven. NMS in the cooking area. I'm from science, so I don't know how to cook a basic recipe, but I really enjoy seeing other people cooking. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. Do you do a lot? Do you stream at all? Or and if anyone else is streamers, just let me know. I always like to support other people or find new streamers and stuff. What are you making? We're making today prep for the barbecue for this afternoon, which I'm going to be taking over to the family. So, burger buns, hot dog rolls, homemade burgers, mac and cheese I'm making now. Got some salads to do as well. That's about it, gamer. I haven't eaten out in like 3 weeks, so I've lost like 5 kilos. Eating way better now than I can cook some. Definitely. Home cooking is definitely a way forward, rather than eating out or buying pre-made meals. Chef, I truly like your shredder. Where did you get it? Did you acquire it? We got it from, actually, I think it was Walmart, with all honesty. It's something as silly and simple as Walmart. Yeah, I think it was from Walmart. It was given as a gift, I believe, as well. Right. But it's handy, right? I mean, it still makes a little bit of mess, but not as messy as it would as a normal grater, right? Very handy. Right, let's just pop that there. Buns, chef. Has that timer gone off yet? What's going on? Oh, 1 minute. See, I'm working like clockwork. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Anytime. Appreciate it. Right, so let's have a look. How are we looking for this cheese? Oh, wow. That's a good mature cheese. Oh, wow. Not bad. That will go very nicely. Very, very nicely in the mac and cheese. Oh, you're still waiting? What are you waiting for, Mally? What are you waiting for? Oh, there goes that timer. You need a little touch longer. They're not far off. Just a touch longer. I won't forget about it though. Really? Walmart? I have to see about getting one of those like yours. I have one like yours, but without like the inside holder. Yeah, I was quite surprised as well, but I don't usually shop at Walmart, but yeah, we saw it then. I was like, damn, this is a good grater. So, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, it's not very often I ever go to Walmart, especially not much for food, unless maybe, I don't know, for like cleaning materials or washing up or, you know, stuff like that. And even then, a little bit far for us to go, but yeah, even then it's still a little bit awkward. But I usually get my produce from Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and maybe sometimes Albertsons. So it's a mix of the three, and sometimes actually I go to Sprouts as well. But yeah, I like those kind of shops. Walmart equals Asda. I don't know which one's cheaper or nastier, but yeah. I don't recommend many cookbooks, but reference to material is always great. So, because I missed like the first flight, I've been waiting like 8 hours. What? Are you serious? Oh my god, Melly, I hope you can get flown away. What do they say? Do they just say it's delayed, and do they say they're gonna fly out, or what? What are they doing about it? Are they doing nothing, or what's exactly going on? Surely they've got to tell you something. They can't just leave you there just hanging for no reason. Well, sometimes they do actually. Flight companies, they're not very good sometimes. Who are you flying with exactly? Oh, you missed your first flight. It wasn't the thingy's fault. It was yourself. You missed it. Oh, you arrived late. Oh, that can be a little bit of a trouble then. When's your next flight then? How long have you got to wait? Did you get insurance for that, or do you have to pay for another flight? Goodness me. There's one thing I do recommend, guys. If you're ever catching a flight, I always go 2-3 hours early. I always do. I don't care. Because you just never know when, like, you could be held up at security, or you could be held up trying to check in, or give yourself plenty of time whenever you're flying, guys. That's one of my main cause for concerns when you go flying. Give yourself plenty of time. Well, it wasn't that late, but they were like, whatever, you're not going. Really? Well, if you were on time, they should have let you on. I mean, you could quite easily argue that, but I guess if you're late, you know? I guess there's no arguing it. But I'm sorry, my friend, that sucks. It does. It's not a nice position to be in. I hope you can get that sorted. Right, so this is the Gruyere. My buns are almost ready. Cheese sauce is almost there. Had to do that since I'm disabled and need a wheelchair. Yeah, it can be. You got to give yourself even more time if those are the kind of the reasons as well. Definitely Black Mamba. I know it's my husband's fault because he was like, "We don't have to be 2 hours, Briar, blah blah blah," and then that happened. I'm guessing he's quiet as a mouse right now, is he? Trust me, you want to be there 2-3 hours before. I always am. You're never late, and that's what happens. You got to learn the hard way from your lessons. I'm guessing he's in big trouble, right? I'm not making this any easier for him. My dad flies all the time for business and deals, and he's always arrives like 1.5 to 2 hours before takeoff. Yeah, definitely for sure. You've got to. You just never know